I'm Heather Bergquist, and I'm running to represent my community on the Eagle County School Board for District E, which includes Gypsum, where I live with my wonderful husband, my 4 sweet children, and my husband's parents. As a product of public high school, I recognize the many opportunities and possibilities of public schools, and I am grateful for the education and experiences I received in that setting. I personally benefited from the ability to earn college credits while in high school, which was extraordinarily helpful as I stepped into college as a young adult. I'm an educator by trade, and I have loved my diverse teaching experiences, ranging from inner-city Indianapolis to a rural international school, to a private school, to a homeschool setting. Because of my experience as a teacher in these varied settings, I appreciate the dedication of teachers, along with their largely unrecognized sacrifice, commitment, and love for the children who walk through their classroom doors each year. Education is nothing without exceptional teachers who are adequately supported in and out of the classroom. My favorite grade to teach has always been kindergarten. Watching the world come alive to a child who is learning to read is one of the most fulfilling experiences I've ever had. The significance of a solid foundation in education, in life skills, and in character established in these early years cannot be overstated. No matter where children are from or what their life circumstances may be, every child has innate worth and value, and one of the best gifts that we can give each of them is a fantastic education. If elected, my first priority would be to ensure that the board makes every decision through the filter of what is best for children. Secondly, I would specifically prioritize an excellent education, focusing on reading, writing, and math. And finally, I would emphasize and aim to increase meaningful parent engagement and involvement. A robust and working relationship between teachers and parents gives students the best opportunity for success. I believe that we can do better for our children by calling them to excellence in education and in life. My heart is for the children.
Question, how would you reach across the aisle to work with other school board members and others in the community to reconcile and come to working agreements on basic differences in education-related issues or philosophies?
I think that in this somewhat divided climate that we live in right now, I think there's a really awesome opportunity. Actually, our founding fathers modeled it. I think of John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, who were diametrically opposed on so many issues, but together they were better. Their differing views refined each of them. They wrote letters back and forth until their death, never agreeing, but refining one another, and we have that opportunity as a community and as a school board.
The question is, will you be able to represent all schools despite your personal affiliations?
My background in teaching has brought me from a number of different school settings: private schools, public schools, homeschool, low socioeconomic status, wealthy children, and I've learned that all children have worth and value. They all do best when we call them up to excellence in education, and certainly an individualized education is the very best way to address every single child, no matter what their backstory is, no matter what their circumstances. Believing in children and setting the bar high for them is a good gift, no matter what school they come from, no matter what family setting that they may have at home.
The question is, what does your social media tell your constituents about you?
Well, to be completely honest, I hate social media. I much prefer in-person relationships. I like looking at someone in the eye. I like developing a relationship with them. I like feeling their presence, and I think that is probably recognized on my social media. It's not very full. I just started it before the campaign, but my connection with parents and families across the valley has been grassroots. It's been in my backyard. It's been in their kitchens. It's listening to parents. It's texting. It's calling on the phone. And so I know that social media sometimes gives us a sense that we know someone, but sitting across the table from someone, listening to them, spending time together, seeking to understand when there are differences, gives us much greater insight into the reality of a human on the other side of the table.
Do you think it's important for members of the Eagle County School Board to have their own children attending our public schools?
Anyone who's a taxpayer should have a vested interest in the financial investment that they're making into the public school system. Personally, as a homeschool mom, I look forward to the day that I can re-enroll my 4 students in school. I did enroll my oldest in kindergarten at Gypsum Elementary, and was unfortunately disappointed that at the end of the year he was not prepared to move on to first grade academically. So I think that whether you have students in the district or not, you can want what's best for the school and want what's best for the students, all the students.
The subject is separation of church and state. If elected, would you honor the constitutionally mandated separation of church and state?
Thank you for your question. I think that public schools very clearly have boundaries, and the public school boundaries are excellent education. Reading, writing, math, history, critical thinking, and issues of faith, of values, of worldview, no matter what that is, are things that belong to parents at home. And so I think that the school can make every single effort to stay in their lane and focus on education and free up parents to guide their family in the way that they best see fit at home.
The subject is grading, and the question is, do you support the grading changes Eagle County School District is implementing?
By prioritizing equity in grading, the district has communicated its desire that all students succeed, and I commend them for this goal. The Eagle County School Parent Brochure makes perceptive observations about the student-teacher relationship, about consistency of grading through rubrics, and the critical importance of student motivation and academic success. I'm absolutely open to this conversation, particularly if it's research-based and addresses both improved academic achievement and positively influences life skills. That said, there needs to be a lot of scrutiny of this system as it's new and its actual, not theoretical, impact on students. Number one, does it promote or hinder excellence in education, and how is this measured? Number two, does it promote or hinder character and life skill development, such as self-discipline, making good use of time and responsibility? And number three, how do parents observe its impact on their individual children, both its academic effect and its life skill and character development impact? I would need answers to these questions to determine if the new grading system is in the best interest of students. I recognize, appreciate, and believe that every candidate sitting on this stage is unified in our love for children and our desire to do what is best by them, despite our differences in approach, which is captured so well by the motto of Eagle County Schools, working together to learn together. If elected, my priorities would be to ensure that the board makes every decision through the filter of what is best for children, specifically prioritizing an excellent education and meaningful parent engagement. I anticipate bringing my experience and expertise to the board while recognizing with humility that many teachers, administrators, and current board members offer invaluable insight and understanding that I do not have. I commit to being teachable, dedicated, resourceful to gain an understanding of that which is currently unknown to me. I value openness and discussion, both with those who agree with my platform and also those who strongly and passionately disagree. Open ears and public discourse make each of us better, help refine our positions, and ultimately benefit our children. I respectfully ask for your vote on November 2.